name is Kenneth Mullins. I'm going to be talking to you guys why cop cars should have video cameras. Okay, so cop cars should be equipped with video cameras because it will keep the police officers honest. It will prove whether the suspect is innocent or guilty and can be used as a training tool for police officers either in the academy or at their current job. Okay, so good little story. I did a ride along with the California Highway Patrol last Saturday. I did it for 9 hours was the length of the shift. And one important thing that I learned was when they pull over anybody or they stop to pull over any car, whether they're broken down or it's a traffic stop, they have to turn on the camera physically by themselves and then turn it off physically by themselves. And what I thought was pretty cool about that was it ensures that officer, whether he is kind of shady or whether, based on his value, whatever the case may be, that he's honest with what's happening. So he's being recorded, so he could go up to anybody, and whether or not that person is disrespectful, whether that person's yelling at them, whether that person's even completely nice to them, it ensures that officer is doing his job correctly. Because if he's not, those things are seen, those recordings are seen by his superiors. So I thought it was pretty cool how every time he stopped, regardless of what he was doing, it had to be recorded. And I think that that's a really good thing for the public in general. Okay? Now, according to the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund, 129 officers were killed in 2017. 51 of them were either involved in a car accident or struck by a car. Okay, so almost half of those officers that were killed were somehow involved with an automobile. Okay, now I know a lot of California Highway Patrol are killed by vehicles that strike their patrol car while they're on the side of the freeway by people not paying attention. The last one that was killed in Barstow was in 2010. He was struck by a suspected DUI while he was conducting a traffic stop. The dash cameras can catch all of that when that happens, okay? And that's an easy arrest. That's an easy arrest, really, if you think about it. And I think that that's important for everybody to know and have. Now, in all reality, the dash camera may be the difference between prison and freedom. If something were to go terribly wrong and the officer kills somebody. Okay, so if the officer does shoot somebody, and you guys have probably seen a bunch of different videos online or on the news where people are involved in shootings, okay, where somebody dies or an officer is killed, that dash camera records all of it. So there is no story to be told there. This is what happened, and I think that that's very important. All right, so ensuring the police officer is doing his job correct is of vital importance, and we will start with how that is possible with video cameras. Ensuring the police officer is doing his or her job correctly and fairly is most important, and there's a video that is proof of that. So there was a traffic stop that took place in New Jersey, okay, and the mom was actually called to the scene. There were 3 people that were being let go. The driver was being detained. Okay, the car was going to be impounded because the driver was over 18. It was his vehicle. Now, what had happened was the lady showed up and immediately began raising her voice and being very disrespectful. Her name was Karen Turner, and she had claimed that she was with the Board of Commissioners in New Jersey. Okay, she was acting very privileged. She was acting like everything that was going on was of relevance to her. Well, it wasn't. By law, she had no right to know anything because it wasn't her car. It wasn't her son or child that was being detained, and if it was, it didn't matter because the person was over the age of 18. So everything that was going on there didn't have to be told to her. However, she threatened to go to the chief of police. She threatened to have their jobs taken from them, and she told them that they were being a disappointment. At one point, told the officer to shut the F up, okay? And it was all caught on dash cam. So as soon as that got released, she resigned from her position immediately. There couldn't be any other action that was taken because technically she didn't break the law, but what she did was extremely disrespectful. And I think that that's important because she could have went to the chief of police, told them a story, and because of her position in office, she could have been believed over the officers, who in the video were extremely calm. They never lost their cool. They were respectful. They did everything by the book, but things could have went the other way had it not been for the dash cam. And I think that that's important to know. Now, on the other side of things, it can help the accused, okay? It can help the person being pulled over. And a good case of this was a traffic stop that also took place, it was a traffic stop that also took place in New Jersey, okay? And what happened was a man named Marcus Jeter was pulled over, ripped from his car, and was arrested on the charges of eluding police, resisting arrest, and aggravated assault on an officer, which is a felony. Okay, so this guy was facing 5 years in prison when it went to court in 2012. However, there was a second police car that showed up and his dash camera was turned on. When it was turned on, it showed that the police had actually rammed his car from the front, broke his driver's side window, pulled him from the car, never had a chance to resist, never did anything, showed the police officer punching him in the back of the head as they put him in the cop car, and then went and charged him with all those things. And ramming his car and breaking his window was never even put into the police report. So the officers blatantly lied. They said those things never happened, and that was what was detailed, and he was actually facing charges that were very severe. After that dash cam came out, he was immediately let go. All the charges were taken away, and the 2 police officers involved were indicted, and they were actually sent to prison. One of them was sent to prison for like 4 or 5 years because of what happened, which I think is very important because people might not like the fact that they're being recorded, but it could help you in a bad situation. Because just like anything else, there's bad police officers, there's bad nurses, there's bad teachers, there's bad Marines, there's bad everything. So you never know what you're actually going to be dealing with when it comes to law enforcement. All right. All right. So the third thing I want to talk about is how it can be used as a training aid. So what's important about this is there's actually a thing in the Marine Corps they use. One of the schools I went to, it was called the Judgment Room. And what it was is it put you through these scenarios as a squad leader in Afghanistan or Iraq, and it gives you these different things, and they're actual videos of stuff that have happened, IEDs, gunshot wounds, stuff like that, and they make you explain very quickly how you would react to a situation. So you're like, okay, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, like, all right, get out, boom. And what's good about that is critical thinking, and that's what these videos can do. They can help officers train for situations that they might not be in, all right? They might not be in those situations or have those situations happen to them, but it's good to prepare for what could happen, okay? And I think that that's an important training tool for police officers, all right? So, in conclusion, all I want to say is that dash cameras can help people a lot, all right? They can really help you, they can help the police officer, and they can train police officers to act efficiently and act better in those stressful situations, because every traffic stop is different, and every time a police officer gets out of his vehicle, something different is going on, and they have to know how to react to it accordingly. All right, so police officers are people and deserve to be treated as such. The only difference is they are consistently put into dangerous situations and are expected to take extraordinary action on a regular basis. Video cameras and police cars will ensure that police officers are doing the right things and will help hold them accountable if they are not, and can be an incredible teaching tool. And that's the reason I believe dash cameras should be placed in vehicles. Cool.